The forest doesn't scream, it doesn't groan, it whispers. And in those whispers, something moves, not with hunger, but with intent. An ant, alone, trudges up a narrow branch, higher than it has ever gone. Its legs jitter. Its path is not straight. Something in its gait is wrong. Midday sun presses through the canopy, but this ant is walking into shadow. Then it stops. It turns slowly. Its jaws open and clamp, tight, onto a vein of a leaf. It doesn't let go. It will never let go. Hours pass. Its body slackens. Muscles fade. Then, movement. From inside its skull, something stirs. Something begins to grow. Nobody knows what the ant saw in its final moments. But what happened next? That's where the mystery begins. Because this isn't life anymore. It's something else. We once thought the rainforest's floor held the greatest danger. Predators, floods, parasites. But high in the understory, where leaves crisscross like veins in a lung, there's a battlefield hidden in the plain sight. It's not the domain of jaguars or snakes. It's ruled by something smaller, something silent. Carpenter ants, Camponotus leonardi, form massive colonies in these jungles, coordinated, precise, chemical. They build bridges from their bodies, guard their queens with ferocity. Everything in their lives is ruled by pheromones, invisible messages that tell them where to go, what to do, how to serve. For millions of years, this system worked. Order, purpose, survival, until something learned to hijack it. The invader isn't a predator in the usual sense. It doesn't chase, it doesn't devour, it rewrites. The first sign is confusion. An ant leaves the foraging trail without cause. It veers off, alone, into the brush. It climbs when it should descend. Its movements slow, but they're not random. They're deliberate. Scientists once dismissed these detours as natural error, old age, fatigue, even simple missteps. But the pattern was too consistent. And when they began to dissect the bodies, they found it. A single spore, rooted in the brain. It starts as an infection. Ophiocordyceps unilateralis, a parasitic fungus, barely visible, almost weightless. But once inside the ant's body, it spreads like wildfire, not by killing, by waiting. It travels along muscles, along nerve cords, not destroying, infiltrating, as if studying the host before it acts. And then it takes control. But this control is not crude. It's surgical. The ant climbs, precisely 25 centimeters from the forest floor. The temperature there is cooler. The humidity, perfect. The underside of the leaf? Just the right surface tension. Its jaws lock. Not by choice. The muscles spasm into death. This is no accident. It's a staging ground. Inside the skull, the fungus blooms. Filaments, called hyphae, thread through the brain like roots in loam. They manipulate, they preserve, they command. And then, from the back of the ant's head, a stalk erupts, a spore cannon, built from the corpse, ready to rain down and infect the next unsuspecting wanderer. What's staggering is not just the precision, but the restraint. This fungus doesn't consume the ant's brain. It avoids it, preserves it, controls it, without destroying it. Why? Some researchers believe it's because the brain is needed, not for thought, but as a puppet interface. Destroy it, and the ant moves erratically, too fast, too soon. But preserve it, and the ant walks right into position, obedient to the last breath. Others suggest it's even deeper than that Ophiocordyceps can influence motor neurons directly, as if sending electrical impulses to muscles like a ghost conductor. Still others believe the fungus may release compounds that mimic neurotransmitters, hijacking the ant's natural reflexes, turning survival instincts into tools of death. No camera has caught the exact moment control is seized. No microscope can map the full sequence. Every infected ant offers a clue, and another riddle. Because here's the part that breaks every rule. Once the ant dies, the body still moves. The fungus continues to animate tissues. It doesn't just use the corpse, it repurposes it. A walking, growing delivery system, in service of something that doesn't see, doesn't think, but still orchestrates. In this silent war, there are no heroes, only hosts. Over 400 species of Ophiocordyceps are known. Each evolved to target a different insect. Some infect cicadas, others wasps, even spiders. Each one performs its own form of manipulation. Each one has a script written in fungal DNA that bends animal will to its cause. And yet, they're not sentient. They don't plan. They don't know what they're doing. Or do they? The deeper science digs, the harder it is to define what mind control means. Is it chemical dominance? Neuromuscular mimicry? Something stranger? If a parasite can override an animal's will, make it act against its instincts, where does that leave the idea of free behavior in nature? And here's the most chilling thought. The ant doesn't resist. It doesn't fight. It climbs. It bites. It dies, as if somewhere, deep inside the circuitry, even the ant doesn't know whose will it's obeying. So we end where we began. An ant clamped to a leaf, motionless, except for the stalk, rising, ready to burst, not for vengeance, not for survival, but because that's what it was made to do, by something it never saw, something that needed no eyes, no voice, just a single, invisible spore. And the question that lingers, long after the leaf has fallen, if a fungus can control a brain, can it also rewrite what it means to be alive?